Many people are familiar with my favourite Pokemon of all time, but if you're not, it's Mimikyu. Is it in shot somewhere? There you go. That guy. When it was first announced, I wasn't that keen. I thought it was the Pikachu clone before we saw Toga. Well, I think we saw Togedemaru at some point. Either way, I thought it was another Pikachu clone, and I was like, oh no. They've just tried to make a Pikachu cosplay Pokemon. You sort of think, oh, that sounds cringy and horrible. And then you get used to its backstory. If anyone sees its true form, it will perish. And it wants to be loved. So what it does is it dresses itself up as the most popular Pokemon out there, Pikachu, because it just wants to be loved. Mimikyu it's sort of like a sad story, and I'm always going to give it love. So come here, Mimikyu. This channel and this person here will always love you. Always have one on a Gen 7 playthrough I do, and it helps that it's freaking strong and a unique type, and I think Ghost Fairy, yeah.
I've already answered this one before, but I kind of wanted to take part in an extra thing. But like I said, my favorite Pokemon is Charizard. Nostalgic reasons, you know, he was my very first Pokemon. Charmander, I should say, was my very first Pokemon, and I was super excited whenever he hit his final form. Like I said in my previous question about which Pokemon is my channel mascot and why, everyone loves Charizard. Or if you don't love Charizard, you're thinking about him. You think about him because he's awesome, and people, you're like, oh my gosh, too much love to Charizard, but you're still thinking about him. He's on your mind. Charizard is awesome. He's on everyone's mind for a reason. There's a reason Game Freak keeps giving him so much, and Pokemon Company keeps giving him so much attention. This is because he's great. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I love Charizard, and I will always love Charizard no matter what anyone else says. I absolutely love it, and he's my favorite.
So my answer varies depending on my mood. I'm a Gen 1er, so I will always say above all else, it is either going to be Charizard or it is going to be Mewtwo. Charizard just because Charmander was my first ever starter Pokemon, and when I finally got Charizard, I got the box art character. Like, it was amazing to me. I loved it. And then Mewtwo, just because of the movie, made me fall in love with Mewtwo because he was just so cool and so smart and so powerful. I was like, I need Mewtwo on my team all the time. So yeah, it's always going to be between Mewtwo and Charizard. But if I had to pick one, it would for sure be Charizard.
My favorite Pokemon has changed over time, recently actually, and is now Venusaur. I call it the Great Wall of Pokemon, and it is absolutely amazing how bulky this mon is. It can take a hit, but it can also deal out hits as well, and it's quite nippy on its feet. It is a good speed mon. People sleep on Venusaur because they don't think it's fast. It's actually very fast and actually can deal a lot of damage. It's very bulky. I love picking up Venusaur every time I get the opportunity to use Venusaur. I love using Venusaur. It is amazing. Sadly, a lot of people sleep on this Pokemon, and so I don't get a chance to use it that often, especially in Pick My Starters videos, but I absolutely love Venusaur. It bulks everything. Even super effective hits, it can take in power, and it just does amazing work. It takes them in bulk. Well done to Venusaur. You're my number one.
My favorite Pokemon, it's gonna be a cop-out because I already said it. It's Little Eevee right here. Yeah, that's really it. There's nothing more I can really say about Eevee that I haven't already. I really just like the Pokemon a lot. It's definitely going to be my favorite Pokemon moving forward as well.
My favorite Pokemon is actually Jolteon. Now, Jolteon was actually the very first Pokemon to lead me to my first victory in beating a Pokemon game in general. So, yeah, I beat Pokemon Red with Jolteon, and it really just kind of cemented the fact that Jolteon is an amazing Pokemon. Super fast, gets crits all the time, hits really hard, and yeah, I just love Jolteon as a Pokemon, and pretty much just childhood memories is the reason behind my pick. So have a good one, guys.
My favourite Pokemon is Gengar. Very closely run by Nidoking. I love Nidoking. A bit of Gen 1 favouritism there. Nidoking and Gengar are my top two favourite Pokemon.
And my bonus question is, what is your favourite Pokemon? Since I already talked about Kingler being my mascot and my favourite Pokemon, I'm going to shift to one of my backup mons, and that is Swalot. I gave Swalot the honor of being one of my top favorite Pokemon because one of the first randomizers I ever played, I can still remember this, Swalot was my starter, and I rushed through the game with him, and I had a great time. I love a little bit of bulk to him. I love his toppings, moveset, and Swalot is definitely in my top 3 favorite Pokemon. So we'll give it to him since we already gave love to Kingler.
It's the same here as my channel mascot. It's Laironium. He's very underrated as well. I should have added that to my which Pokemon do you think is most underrated? Because I think the Aeron line is underrated. I understand why. Because of the 4 times weakness to fighting and ground. But he's amazing. He's amazing.
So my favourite Pokemon I think has to go to Camerupt. Not quite sure why his designs always just resonated with me. I really enjoy him. He's just a cool looking camel with a volcano on his back. What's not to like?
My favorite Pokemon is Minun, but Minun is tied with Empoleon for 2 very special reasons. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, one of the first Pokemon games I owned, and I got to play them with my late mother. And my mom chose Piplup, she evolved it into Empoleon, we played together, it was so much fun. And Minun reminds me so much of my mom. She hurt herself to protect others. That's Minun as well. On Pokedex entries, that's my mom down to a T. And these Pokemon are always with me, reminding me of my mom.
Okay, the bonus question. We get a bonus question. Yay, bonus round. What is your favourite Pokemon? Okay, yeah, come on. Burb. But before Chatot, it was Metagross. Believe it or not, I did like Metagross. Before Metagross, it was Pidgeot. And also Salamence. I do like a good Salamence, so though I never seem to get it in Nuzlocke anymore, which makes me really sad. But yeah, those are some of my favourite. I have too many to count now. Too many.
So I get asked this question so many times, and I tell you what, my answer is always the same. I really don't know. There's so many Pokemon that I love. I love Gengar, for example. Gengar is one of my favourite Pokemon. Of course, I like Piplup, as I mentioned in a previous episode of the 5-question interview. I obviously love Piplup, but he's not my favourite. He's not my favourite Pokemon of all time. You know, he's my favourite starter, don't get me wrong, but not my favourite Pokemon. I think my favourite Pokemon probably have to be... It'll have to be Buizel, if I'm honest with you. Like, it's such a beautiful Pokemon. It's got a lovely character in the Diamond and Pearl anime. He's quite a strong character as well. His Shiny's just beautiful. You know, the yellow and white is just so pretty. Which actually reminds me, I should really shiny hunt him at some point. Thanks for reminding me, PokéPidge. So yeah, I think it'll have to be Buizel, if I'm honest with you. In terms of a reason, I really don't know. I love him. there's literally no other reason why. I just love him.
Okay, this is controversial for me because my mascot's a Lunala, and I love Lunala. I also love Absol. And then I also have a newfound love for Garchomp. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Unite, so Garchomp is my main. But definitely, it's definitely a tie between those 3. Lunala, Absol, Garchomp.
Now, for most Pokemon fans, if you ask them what their favourite Pokemon is, they will have a very, very clear answer in their head. I am not one of those Pokemon fans. I kind of flip-flop between different Pokemon at different times. And at the moment, I think probably Haxorus. I just think Haxorus is really cool. He's a dragon with an axe for a face. That is sick. I used one in my White playthrough. White's my favourite Pokemon game, and it's my favourite team that I've ever used. And for some reason, I tend to get more attached to the Pokemon that's like second in my team in the second slot. I don't know why, that's just something that happens with me, and that's where Haxorus was on my favourite team in my favourite game. He's got an awesome design and I just loved using him, and so I think that kind of all of that leads to him think probably being my favourite. I don't know for sure, subject to change possibly, but right now it's Haxorus.
Bonus question. I already kind of answered it, but my favourite Pokemon is Greninja. When I saw Gen 6 come out, when I saw Greninja as the final evolution of Rocket, I was like, sold straight away.